There once was a man and his beloved wife who lived happily together in a small house overlooking a magnificent garden full of the most beautiful flowers, fruits, and herbs. The only thing that could make them happier would be to have a child of their own. Let's grow some flowers. Drag the seed bag over the soil to plant some seeds. Then drag the watering can over the soil to water them. Oh, what beautiful flowers! The man's wife was quite taken with the beautiful flowers growing in the garden. She wished for them so much that one day her husband decided to venture into the garden to fetch some for her. He would have to be careful, though, for the garden belonged to an evil witch. Who knows what might happen if the witch discovered him there? Let's help the man pick some flowers and apples. Touch and move a flower to add it to the basket. Shake the trees by tapping them to collect some apples. That's plenty, thank you. My wife will be very pleased. The man crept quietly out of the garden and returned home with a basket full of the most beautiful flowers and the ripest apples. His wife was so pleased. She took out their finest vase and considered how best to arrange the flowers. Let's pick some flowers and put them in the vase. Touch and move a flower to position it in the vase. What a beautiful flower arrangement! But still, she longed for more. Her husband vowed to fetch her some flower seed so that they could grow their own beautiful flowers. At twilight, the man entered the witch's garden. He had just begun to fill his wheelbarrow with seed when all of a sudden, the witch appeared. She was furious to find the man stealing from her garden. The man pleaded and pleaded with her. He told her that he only took the seed because it made his wife so happy. Her anger softened, and she agreed to let them have all the seed they wanted, if they promised to give her their firstborn child. The man in his terror agreed. Many years passed before the man's wife gave birth to their first child, a beautiful baby girl. At first, the man and his wife didn't get much sleep. Their newborn baby kept them awake most of the night. Feed the baby with the bottle by moving it to her. Make her laugh with the rattle by touching the rattle and shaking it above her. When she's tired, she'll go to sleep. Aw, she's sound asleep. Before long, the witch appeared to remind the man and his wife of the promise that had been made. The witch named the baby Rapunzel and took her away. Rapunzel grew to be the most beautiful young woman in the land, and the witch did not ever want to lose her. So, she locked Rapunzel away in a tall tower, hidden deep in the forest. The tower had no doors or stairs and was guarded by the witch's evil cat. When the witch wished to see Rapunzel, she would call, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair," so that she could climb up to the top of the tower. Rapunzel passed her days by playing music on her harp. Rapunzel has dropped her harp and music sheets. Help her pick them up. When she has her harp and music sheets, she will play a short tune. Thank you. Now I can play my harp again. One day, a handsome prince was passing through the forest when he heard the most beautiful music. He searched and searched but could not find where it came from. Darkness was falling, so reluctantly he returned home to his palace. But, try as he might, he could not forget the beautiful music. It was not long before he was drawn back to the forest. Guide the prince towards the tower by tapping on the musical notes. The music is coming from the top of that tower. As the prince neared the tower, he caught sight of the witch and her cat. He quickly hid so as not to be seen by her. Silently he waited. "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair," said the witch. Rapunzel had magnificent long hair, fine as spun gold, and when she heard the voice of the witch, she unfastened her braided tresses, wound them round one of the hooks of the window above, and let her hair down to the witch below. The prince watched in awe as the witch held on to Rapunzel's hair and climbed to the top of the tower. As soon as the witch had gone, the prince cried up to the top of the tower, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." Immediately her hair fell down, and the prince climbed up. Rapunzel gasped, "Who are you, and what do you want?" She had never seen a real prince before. "I am a prince from a palace not far from this forest," replied the prince softly, "and I've come here to discover who is playing such beautiful music." Rapunzel grew fond of the handsome prince. He agreed to visit her secretly every evening after the witch, who only came during the day, had left. One evening, Rapunzel and the prince decided to cook dinner together. Help Rapunzel and the prince cook a vegetable stew by passing them the ingredients they need. That smells good. After dinner, the prince asked Rapunzel if she would marry him. She said she would, and laid her hand in his. All of a sudden, the witch appeared. She was furious to find the prince in the tower with Rapunzel. "I banish you to the dreaded desert of doom," screeched the witch to Rapunzel. In a flash, Rapunzel was gone. "And you," said the witch to the prince, "you shall never see your beloved Rapunzel again." The witch vanished in a puff of purple smoke, and the prince found himself alone in the forest. Determined to rescue Rapunzel, he set about readying himself for the journey ahead, the journey to the desert of doom. Help the prince prepare for his journey to the desert of doom. He'll need to travel light, so pack all the things he'll need into his satchel. "I'm ready, let's go!" Equipped with everything he needed, the prince set out on his quest to find Rapunzel. After searching high and low, he finally came to the desert of doom. There in the distance stood a small hut, and inside there stood a figure. "Rapunzel, Rapunzel!" cried the prince as he ran towards the hut. It was indeed Rapunzel, and she knew his voice the moment she heard it. She fell on his neck and wept tears of joy. Together, they braved the elements and returned home to the prince's kingdom, where they were married. As for the old witch of the forest, she was never seen or heard from again. The prince and Rapunzel lived happily ever after.